AOC asks NPR host to clarify the problem when he asks about migrant crisis voters. Go ahead, Rob.
To what extent is immigration as an issue part of your problem with working class voters?
I mean, I guess my question would be what does the word problem mean?
People voting for the other side and not for you.
Yeah.
Feeling that Democrats are not serious about the issue in ways that concern them.
I think that we have a problem on immigration because of the lack of progress that we've had on this issue. And as we know, Republicans weaponized that lack of progress. Of course, there was famously a bipartisan bill last year that the Republican majority in the Senate and also in the House were willing to pass. President Biden was willing to work with them on it. And Donald Trump said, do not solve this problem. As long as it is broken, then it will be politically beneficial for us.
Is she going to be making a point,
and so
Rob?
it is a problem not just for Democrats.
All right. So while they're having this exchange about immigration, right? At the same time, California is waiting for Harris' decision in the governor race. While Tim Walz is saying he may consider running for, president in 2028. So California is sitting there saying, is this Harris thing going to happen? Is it not going to happen? You know, is the race something that, because Newsom's going to step aside with him starting a podcast, and maybe this is a chance for Harris to get in. Is she going to be vocal about it when she was there the other day? The reason why it went from AOC to Harris to Walz to, what we just talked about with Fetterman is, who is actually going to be the face of 2028 for the Democratic Party? Jillian, you've spent time with a lot of folks from the left, and even, you're recently kind of been in a different place. Who do you think, and maybe if you were an advisor hired saying, Jillian, who would you get behind on the left? Who would that person be?
Gosh, the one who is the least woke and seems to put their head down and do the best job and focus on the issues at hand. I originally said Josh Shapiro. But I didn't realize that there may or may not be some scandal in his background. He's not my governor. But when I look at the landscape, I don't know who they've got. They've all just completely lost it. Remember when Klobuchar used to make sense 100,000 years ago? It's just they've all completely moved so far left that I just don't think they have a candidate, which is why guys like Bill are grasping at straws like Fetterman. I remember when she said, listen, I'd love to staple a diploma under everybody's chair here in the room and give you free healthcare and free college and free this and free that, but it doesn't work that way. And her search went up exponentially overnight because people knew she wasn't bullshitting them. She was telling the truth. Now, she's just unrecognizable to me politically. And I guess I would say Shapiro.
Tom, you think it's going to be usual suspect? Because I just typed it in right now just to see. I don't know what Google searches, what they're doing. The other day at CPAC, the leader was J.D. Vance, and number 2 was Steve Bannon for CPAC for Republicans, right? Steve Bannon was 2 behind J.D. Vance. Okay, so J.D. Vance, he became a star. But on the left, you see Newsom, you see Whitmer, you see Shapiro, you see Westmore, you see Buttigieg. Who else? Is it going to be a usual suspect, or is it going to be somebody else?
So what happens, and this is not my opinion. I mean, let's go back and look at history. Whenever you have situations like this come up, the party looks around and we all cogitate and look at this person, look at that person, look at this person, look at that person. Antonio Villarosa, holy shit, he's still alive? From LA, right? And all those things coming up. What will come back to the top is name recognition, because they realize that the majority of the voter, 80% of those that vote, are living in short attention span theater. They will go to name recognition. And that's why I believe right now, and I'm not trying to prognosticate, I believe this is going to be Rick Caruso versus Kamala Harris, because both parties are going to go to name recognition. However, on the Republican side, Rick Caruso, critic of the wildfires, strong guy on sensible policies to rebuild Los Angeles and California. But I think at the end of the day, The reason they're all waiting for Kamala is because she's the choice of the Democrat establishment. That's why they're waiting for her. They're not saying, hey, if you don't make a decision in 10 minutes, we're going this way. And Antonio Villarosa and Eleni Kounakalis they're each going to get 15% of the preliminary money. No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying we're waiting on her because if all she has to say is I'm doing it and we're going with her because that's the name recognition they want. And if you go back and look at how primaries and a lot of things happen, that's usually how it shakes out.
You're saying for the governor of California or for the president?
He's talking about the gubernatorial. That's what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about the decision in the governor's race.
Oh, I was
Kamala
talking
Harris.
about presidential.
And
Tom.
Rick-
That's
Oh, I
what
thought we were talking about presidential.
I thought
That's what I was
Where do we
talking
go with
about. No,
government?
Tom
With the
wasn't
bird
with us
and
for
the
about
nest.
5 minutes.
Tom
but
can't even imagine one of them as the president, so he just dropped it down to governor.
No.
of California.
It was.
I thought we fed you oysters last night.
No,
we
no,
brought like
it's-
good vitamin food.
No, I was
bison.
answering the question about the
No,
California
I get that,
governor's
but watch
race.
this here, Rob. This is what you pulled up. Rob has this here. Harris at the top is what site is this, Rob?
This is from 538.
Okay, so 538 has Harris at the top,
Jeez.
then Buttigieg, then
Look
Walz,
at these people.
then Newsom. Newsom is fourth as of right now. Ocasio-Cortez is fifth. Whitmer, Shapiro, Cuban. Then it's Fetterman, Pritzker, Warnock, Booker, Crockett. Seriously, Crockett?
Like from
Wow.
Miami
From
Vice?
Miami Vice?
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
So
I'll get an
Wow.
80s reference, not a 40s
But
reference.
do you know who the Crockett is? Is that the Crockett? Is that Jamie Prock?
Jasmine
No
Crockett.
way.
No clue who that
Not
is.
her. Oh my God, she's
This is
the
her.
worst.
Wow, they have her on that list.
No clue
Okay,
who she is.
great. Let's see what the next name is. Polis, and then Bashir and Gallego.
Moore and Smith. Why even put them on there? They're at 0%.
It's a 0.3, 0.4% type of a thing. Vinny, what do you think?
Well, first of all, can we go back to the Ocasio AOC, which Adam, you made a great observation. I think she's pregnant. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's a.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw her.
thought she was because the last video she made. Anyway, that's besides the point. She is a liar. Her saying
Well, it's
that
good to know that she thinks that women can have babies.
Thank God for
Yeah, I
that.
don't know if she knew
She
that,
is a
but-
absolute lying through her teeth, and shame on him for not saying anything. She's talking about that border bill that Trump didn't want, and that they said no, and they don't care about migration. No, that border bill had $60 billion going to Ukraine, 14 million going to Israel, and 4.5 billion going to Taiwan. So she's full of poop. Okay, but I think
Vinny, the language, please.
I'm sorry, Tom. I apologize.
Jillian
We're
Michaels
Christians.
is here. Have a little
Jillian,
respect.
I apologize. But I said
make
this
her leave
before,
the room
guys.
again, dude.
I
Don't make
think
me laugh.
they
That'd
have,
be the worst thing.
They
Don't
have,
do
yeah,
that.
let her breathe. They
Yeah.
have zero. The Democratic, the left, the party is absolutely cooked. Look who they have to pick for even that. Kamala Harris. It's you guys, the Democrats that are even listening to this, you have Stockholm syndrome. You have fallen in love with your freaking abuser. And like you said, Jillian,
And it is you.
They can't make the
No.
switch.
Nope.
Even if, listen, they're going to need a savior. They're going to need, somebody like a Stephen A. Smith.
They'll crucify that
They will
person.
burn his ass to the ground
Stop it,
because
Stephen
you're.
Smith.
No, what do you mean, Steve? Let's just be honest.
He's not.
If Stephen A.
They're never going to embrace a guy
Adam,
like that.
Adam,
He's going to call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah, but guess
That's what they need.
That's what they
That's
need.
what Trump did
That's
initially.
what they need, but that's
They need a
not
hostile takeover.
what they want.
I understand that.
That's what
That's
they
my
need.
point. But here's the actual point. The only way they're going to have hope, Adam,
Yeah.
is that type of shit. Somebody to come in like a Trump and flip the whole table
Yeah.
upside
Listen,
down.
let me
Or
tell you,
they're cooked
the current
forever.
status of the Democratic Party, and it does not give me great pleasure to say this, is
Fetterman.
they got no hope and Bob Hope's been dead for having they got
over.
nothing. It's completely up for grabs at this point. The fact that Tim Walz is like, yeah, I'm thinking about handling Tim Walz. Listen, Tampon Tim, sit this one out.
Right.
Kamala Harris was the worst candidate they've ever
And
run
she's
in
in
our
first place.
lifetime. And
She's in first place.
this broad's in first place.
So if you're a Republican, congratulations, because you guys
Gavin
have a
Newsom,
long
in my
time
opinion,
winning.
is still the guy.
Can I ask you your
So
opinion on
we'll
something?
see what happens
Oh
with
God,
that.
Adam?
no way! Not after the fires. There's just no chance.
He's gonna play a Billy Joel song. He's gonna say, "We didn't start the fire." He's gonna do a little
Adam,
rally.
it's not even going to be cleaned up by the time
He's
this
gonna
guy
throw
has
Karen-
to run.
he's gonna
There's
throw
no
Karen
plan to
Bass
clean
under
it
the
up. You
bus.
realize that there's nobody in charge of this mess. Literally, there's no one cleaning up the wreckage and the carnage out there. And this is going to haunt him. I disagree.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
disagree.
We'll see.
You give Democrats you give the left that much credit that even the slick Willie talking with this podcast and the first line of his
Yes.
promo was, let's change the conversation. That's you think
No, they
honestly,
hate him
but
there.
do you
He is
genuinely
hated.
think so?
Well, let's
I
say,
don't think they're. Listen, a lot of them have moved to a place
Mm-hmm.
where they're never Trumpers, but I would vote for a Republican, just never Trump. That's what you end up hearing. They don't do any homework on the fact that the things they're outraged about, their own party did 10 times more of. For example, immigration, illegal immigration. It's like, well, Clinton deported 12 million people. Obama deported 3 million people, and Trump deported 1. Like, where was your outrage? Those are Obama's cages. Did you do any homework? I mean, Biden rolled back all of Trump's border policies, and with the swipe of a freaking pen, they could have stopped this, but they didn't. But so beyond the fact that, listen, they've planted their flag, they're blue, but they really do hate this guy. He is hated throughout the state. I'm seeing it more and more with people that are far, far left. And you're starting to hear things like, I would vote for Republican, just never Trump.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Jillian Michaels. Hypothetical. Those people you're talking about, the blue no matter who, they're never Trumpers, and they hate Gavin Newsom.
They do. He is hated.
If you're looking at a ballot and they see Gavin Newsom versus Donald Trump,
But Donald Trump's not.
who are the
They're gonna-
hypothetically
it's the never Trump- they
Who
go-
are they going to vote for?
Gavin.
So that's my point.
But Trump is
Is
not
that they're
going
gonna-
back in.
But-
That's
but-
going to be J.D.
It's-
Vance or
That's
somebody.
why it's called
Right.
a
So it's over,
hypothetical.
yeah.
But if you give them someone that is more moderate, that they can kind of get their head. No, you don't think so.
I
So-
think the part to look at that was the most impressive of what happened to America, out of all the data points that everybody was showing, well, let me tell you, Pennsylvania this, well, let me tell you about this, and let me tell you about this. You know what's the most shocking data? The fact that every state in America became more Republican.
Yeah.
But out of all the states that became more Republican, 2 states became more Republican than any other states. You know what those 2 states were? California and New York.
Yeah. Crazy.
That was the weirdest state. You're like, what? Remember that whole thing with the
Redder, yeah,
map with
more
the
red.
pink thing?
Yep.
You're like, are you serious? So I don't know. I don't know
Because
what.
they've been hit the hardest by it, Pat. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I would do if Newsom is coming out to the day to announce that he's running for president, that day. If Trump's camp really wanted to pull off a great troll, get a hold of the DJ, influence the DJ to play a walk-up song, and the song is by Starship, We Built This City, right?
Oh
We
my
built
God.
this city.
To say,
We
you
built
effed this city,
Yeah.
right? Like if there's one
Change
thing
it to burnt.
or we burnt
We built
this city, right?
on
Or
rock
This
and
city
what's the Billy
on
Joel
liberal
song?
policies, right? We burned this city.
We
Burn this city on liberal policies. That's what they got to say, right?
Well, we didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
my
was
God.
always burning since
That's a good one.
Gavin Newsom's been
That's a
churning.
good one.
So the point is, I mean, dude, the part that with Americans today with social media, the world has become like Dory from Finding Nemo.
Oh my gosh, that's so accurate.
Hi, what's your name? I'm
so
Patrick.
true.
Hi, Vinny, how are you? It's Patrick. Hi, hi. Oh, COVID never happened. Hey, hi. Right? So this thing that people are so quick to forget what we forgot about the essential, non-essential.
Guys, we got to take care of Jillian Michaels here, guys.
You know how many,
I just can't laugh.
right? You know how many people were getting the non-essential? Remember Gerard? I think Gerard got the tattoo.
Oh
Didn't Didn't Gerard get a tattoo non-essential?
Oh, yeah, I think he did.
People
Non-essential.
were like, dude, screw you. Like the biggest part is anybody that's in the documentary business, anybody that's in, like the people that do a great job. There's so many of these guys, phenomenal job. All of those documentary people have to make sure, take 5 companies, have 5 different documentaries to produce and launch them all in 26 and then 1 in 28. Just to remind everybody what the hell happened because they're going to forget. And that's the biggest thing. If you create a documentary about California fires and what led to it, I guarantee you, and you launch it in 2027, that documentary is directed to Newsom because he's going to run, okay? Then you run a documentary. If you intentionally time these things to make people smarter, everyone's forgetting about what happened. Like Michael Jordan, you know what static? I have a note section in my phone of purely one thing, and I collect Michael Jordan debate things, okay? And look at this. If I find it, it's like, young boys collect pictures of, whatever
Chicks.
pictures it is. Yeah, for me, it's stats of Michael Jordan-Kobe debate. You know which one I just found? Check this one out. Crazy. Rob, I'm going to send this to you just to play it, just so you see, because people forget about who
almost
Michael
want trivia. I
Jordan
want the trivia,
really
Pat.
was, right? They forget. I saw this stat the other day, and I'm like, holy shit, what this guy did. The question is, how many 50-win teams did people eliminate in the playoffs? Okay? 50-win teams, all right? They have Michael on the list. They have Kobe on the list. They have Magic on the list. They have Tim Duncan on the list. They have Larry Bird on the list. They have LeBron James on the list. And everybody wants to say LeBron James is the greatest, right? Rob, can you do me a favor and pull up this picture that I just sent? I just found this, right? Look at this. Okay, Kobe eliminated 25 50-win teams. Michael 20, Duncan 18, Magic 13, Bird 10. LeBron has 12. And LeBron's played twice as many seasons nearly as Michael Jordan. He's at 12. Kobe, 25. Why is this important? People forget Michael. They forget who Michael was. They forget what this guy did, right? So everybody's just today, they think about LeBron. We have to make sure documentary folks produce the best documentaries reminding us what happened to California, reminding us what happened to COVID, because by 2027, 2028, a lot of people are going to forget.
Can I say one thing really fast? As all you guys, when's St. Patrick's Day? St. Patty's Day, 17th,
Well, it's-
Monday.
yeah.
So it's Monday. But I want everybody to know this, and
Here
Pat,
we
you
go.
have no idea. But today is actually, it's a new holiday. It's St. Patrick Bet-Davis Day, and he's the saint of lost entrepreneurs. And guess what? We have a collection, Pat. You're going to love this. Look at this shit.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
That's
Listen,
supposed to be me?
This is...
that's supposed to be me.
Listen,
that.
very
Is that
complimentary
like
of the
that?
nose, Vinny.
Look at
That
the
is
nose.
that's a nice nose job.
So I'm going to let you guys know. So we have a collection. Rob, can you
The
put-
fabric's nice. You
No,
should have
the shirt
spent
is
more
sick.
on the artist,
shirt is
though.
sick, guys. That's the collection. Look at that. So we have T-shirts. We have the hat. We have the Future Looks Bright with the little leprechaun thing. This is Pat. This is guys.
This is St. Patty's Green Day, like
St. Patrick the David Day.
kidding.
And guys,
love it.
anybody that gets a purchase, you get this. You get Pat's little sticker.
there's
that
a
you put-
sticker.
Don't place an order.
and,
Oh
no,
my gosh.
guys. I want
Skip today's podcast,
guys.
He wants 1 million people walking around with Future Looks Bright. I want at least 200,000.
I don't want a single person
I
buying
want
that
this-
shirt with my
and-
face on it. Not
and-
one.
And one last thing.
I swear to God, I'm
you-
calling everybody that places an order and filing a complaint.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Whoever spends the most amount on this collection in the next 24 hours, you get this. Chris, could you bring this in? You get this.
So funny.
That's
great.
Stop
Right
it.
there.
How much?
Guys, you get that? No. You have,
how much?
Well, you have to get whoever in 24
I
hours.
gotta have that.
And whoever gets it, the whole PBD
need that.
podcast team with
That
Jillian
is
are going to
hilarious.
sign
yeah,
it.
hold
and
on.
Yeah, we're going to
It's
give you a
actually a great
message.
deal.
So the winner's going to get that.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
And we're all
Pat.
going to sign
good
it and
look.
leave a
Yeah.
message.
For you, Chris.
We'll even
You
put
guys
Jillian
really
on
Where are we
it.
going
love
to sign
with
it on his
this, huh?
cheeks?
We're gonna put it on his cheek. So that's what. So just go to VTmerch.com and yeah.
PBD,
Are you mad at this shirt? I actually like it.
I
Listen,
love it.
I like the
Feel
quality.
that.
I love
The
that.
quality is always
What is that?
fantastic.
Velvet?
Like I said, guys,
Yeah.
if
Me?
stand up to see the
Oh,
shirt,
look
Vinny,
at
they
that,
can't
look
see
at
it.
It looks great.
I
Wow.
swear to God, if you place
St.
an order
Patrick
with that
Bet
shirt,
David.
I'm calling you.
Hey.
PBD,
File a
I,
complaint.
Oh man.
this
Okay.
looks good. I loved you in
That's good
Seinfeld,
stuff.
PBD.
You like me in
Loved you in
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld right there.
All right.
Looked like Michael.
Okay, guys. So
Kramer.
that's for Future Looks Bright, St. Patrick's Day, VTmerch.com. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.